We're going to look at conjunctions or Voegwoorde. We'll look at the three rules and how to apply them. Firstly, let's just get an overview of what are conjunctions, and what they are is words that join sentences. When we're working with conjunctions, for the purpose of this explanation, we're going to refer to conjunctions as VW or Voegwoorde. The sentences that we join, I'm going to refer to them as sentence 1 and sentence 2, so S1 and S2. We're going to start off by looking at putting conjunctions between sentence 1 and sentence 2. Now, three groups. We've got three types of conjunctions. They split into three groups, and each group has a specific rule. And really all the rule tells you is where to move verb 1 of the sentence that follows the conjunction. In other words, you got conjunctions, you got three groups. Each group has a rule, and each rule tells you what to do with verb 1 of the sentence that goes after the conjunction. So really all it does is it changes the position of verb 1 of the sentence that goes after the conjunction. Nothing more. Now, if you look at group 1, it's the easiest to do. Why? Well, if you look at the rule, S1 plus VW plus S2, the word order stays unchanged. So if you look at an example, we can look at sentence 1, die man koop 'n koerant. Sentence 2, hy lees die nuus, and the conjunction we're going to use is want. So for sentence 1, just to translate, die man koop 'n koerant, the man buys a newspaper. Sentence 2, hy lees die nuus, he reads the news, and want, which means because, is your conjunction. So when you join the two sentences, what happens? Well, not much. You really just write down sentence 1, then the conjunction, then sentence 2. So if you match it up with the rule, S1 plus VW plus sentence 2, and it stays unchanged, the word order of sentence 2. Now when you're looking at group 2, it gets slightly more complicated. Verb 1 of sentence 2 goes to the beginning of sentence 2. So you're only working with sentence 2, or you're only changing the word order of sentence 2. So if you look at the rule, and now it starts looking a bit maths-like, I know, you got sentence 1 plus your conjunction, which is in group 2, plus your verb 1 of sentence 2, and then the rest of sentence 2. Now, if we look at an example just to see how that applies, we're going to use the same example sentences. Sentence 1, die man koop 'n koerant. Sentence 2, hy lees die nuus, he reads the news, and the VW or conjunction we're going to use is dus, which means therefore. So when you join the two sentences, what I want you to keep an eye on is the verb 1 of sentence 2, where it ends up. Where it is at the moment, if you look at sentence 2, hy lees die nuus, the verb 1 there is lees, which I hope you've been able to identify on your own, but lees now needs to move its position. So when I join the two sentences, what happens? You got sentence 1, then you got your conjunction, and then look at sentence 2, where it used to be hy lees die nuus, now it's changed to lees hy die nuus, and lees is your verb 1 of your sentence 2. So it's moved to the beginning of sentence 2. So if you match it up with the rule, you got S1, sentence 1, plus VW, group 2, plus there you got the rest of sentence 2, and there's your verb 1 of sentence 2, V1S2. Alright, now when we move to group 3, verb 1 of sentence 2 goes to the end of sentence 2. So the rule, again looking all maths-like, sentence 1 plus VW in group 3 plus S2 plus V1 of sentence 2. So verb 1 of sentence 2, in other words, goes to the end of sentence 2. So when we're looking at an example, again, I'm going to use the same sentences. Die man koop 'n koerant, the man buys a newspaper. Sentence 2. Hy lees die koerant, die nuus, and the conjunction is omdat. So sentence 1, die man koop 'n koerant, the man buys a newspaper. Sentence 2, hy lees die nuus, he reads the news, and your conjunction there is omdat, which means because. So when you join the two using a group 3 conjunction, as I am in this case, verb 1 needs to move to the end of sentence 2. So verb 1 of sentence 2, as it is there, hy lees die nuus, is lees. So that needs to move. And if you look at where it's moved to, it's moved to the end of sentence 2. So let's just match that up with the rule. There you got S1. Stays unchanged, you really just write it down as it is. You then add your conjunction. Then you have to identify your verb 1 and move it to the end of sentence 2. So there you got the rest of sentence 2, and then right there at the end, V1S2, verb 1 of sentence 2. So the only difference between group 2 and group 3 really is in group 2, your verb 1 of sentence 2 goes to the beginning of sentence 2, and in group 3, which we are looking at now, verb 1 goes to the end. So let's just quickly recap. We got 3 groups of conjunctions, which means we have 3 rules. And just rule 1 to revise, sentence 1 plus VW plus sentence 2, word order stays unchanged. Rule 2, sentence 1 plus VW in group 2, then the verb 1 of sentence 2, and then the rest of sentence 2. And in group 3, you got sentence 1, then the conjunction, group 3, then sentence 2, and right at the end of sentence 2, you put the verb 1 from sentence 2. And really what I would suggest you do when you're writing a test or an exam is write these rules down before you start your test, so that you have them in front of you, and you can just simply follow and apply them when you get to a conjunction question.